Okay, so it's the beginning of June, and I've been doing a lot of gardening since November. Now it's starting to get brutally hot. The grass is actually crunchy and hurting my feet to walk on, but I'm going to show you guys what I have going on. Behind the fence where it gets kind of a lot more shade, we've got some onions, sweet potatoes, lots of lemongrass to keep the bugs away, some catnip for the bugs, butternut squash. Hold on, let me see if I can make it a little more easy to see. Little butternut squash. Some watermelon plants, more sweet potatoes, yellow squash, zinnias to make my bees happy, some petunias for the bees, more zinnias. This is super cool. These are my grapes. I got this plant last year, I think at Walmart or Home Depot on clearance in September. And it's now June and I have little baby grapes. There's a okra plant started back here. Some more squash and petunias. Let's see. The sweet potatoes, some zucchini. There's a little baby zucchini on that right there. Cucumbers, lots more lemongrass. My first little jalapeno plant. It's got lots of little flowers. Can't really see much else on there. I believe a cranberry hibiscus, if I'm remembering correctly. Some more cucumbers, not quite any babies yet. A couple little bug bites. Some onions. Honeydew melons. This is a red burgundy okra that's been growing since August of last year. Grew right through the winter and is still here. I did cut it back to the ground and it's only like a little bud that's growing. But again, it's growing all through the winter and into the year. That's how hot it's been this year. Another little zucchini. Some more onions. Seminole pumpkins. And let's see. We got this section down here. I have the corn that I grew in pots. It's a hybrid sweet corn. Can't remember which one offhand. And in the pots you can see pretty much all of them do have ears. They're a little small, but these ones are getting ears nicely. The ones I'm going to show you in a minute that are over in the ground did not grow so well. And you can see these are a little taller than a 4-foot fence. Or yeah, it's about a 4-foot fence. And the others you'll see when we get over there are much smaller. Okay, pick up over here. We got some potatoes. They're already pretty much starting to die. In behind them we have some little pumpkin plants started. Nothing growing on them yet. Tomatoes that have been ravaged by the heat. But we still got quite a bit of fruit on here. I'm waiting for these guys just to get a little bit more red and then I'll take them in. Oh, one of them did start to split, so I'll go ahead and grab that now. Oh, nope, that one's starting to, so we'll go ahead and just grab it. We'll sit them in the window, they'll ripen up just fine. Let's see, we got more okra plants all down the front, some random sweet potatoes, more okra. These here are my red yard-long beans. I'm hoping to get them to grow all up the fence. There's my buckets where I'm making some dirt in the back. This was allegedly a beefsteak tomato. They're barely cherry tomatoes. And this is a tomato plant that I apparently gave way too much high nitrogen fertilizer when I was giving it some grass clipping tea every week, and it suffered for it, but I didn't want to kill it. A whole bunch of cucumbers. Most of them I just put in last week, so they're not doing that great yet, but we have this guy right here who's just starting to make some little baby fruits. We still, all the way in this heat in the middle of June, have dinosaur kale. Sticks around forever. Little bit of parsley starting to flower right here. Another cherry tomato plant. And the greenest, most happy thing I have in the whole garden right now is peanuts. The peanuts are so very happy. They're sucking the nitrogen out of the air, putting it in the soil for me, obviously keeping themselves very well fed. And they don't seem to require much water. They haven't suffered from the heat, so I highly recommend peanuts for summertime in Florida. Another little pepper plant squeezed into the fringe there. It's kind of a chaos garden. There's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Squeezed them in wherever I had room at the time. This is mostly cantaloupe. There are about 3 little babies right now. Here's a couple in here. And then we have, whoops, dropped the tomatoes. This guy right here, which is about the size of my hand now. Not too bad. And these are the corn over here. They are maybe 2.5 to 3 feet tall at the most. But if you look down here, they do have ears that are growing. I have hand pollinated all my corn. Because of my garden space, I only have a 2-foot strip to use. So it makes planting a block of anything pretty much impossible at the time. In front of the corn, I have onions. In the cantaloupe here, I also have hidden in there some eggplant, little artichoke plant. There's a zucchini, a whole bunch more corn with a couple watermelon underneath, and onions down the front row. Helps with bugs. But you can see these guys do have ears on them. They are developing corn, but the ones in the ground are not so strong compared to the ones up there. And then we have the patio. Excuse the mess, I have teenage sons, so the patio is a bit of a free-for-all. All right. Out the front of this container here, which is just one of those heavy-duty totes from like Home Depot, all of that beautifulness is cantaloupe, and they seem to be doing super good. Look right under here. We have one growing. Almost looks like a watermelon, the shape of it, but it is a cantaloupe. There's a few more underneath somewhere, but I'm not going to fluff the plant up trying to look for them right now. We have, in the same container, a whole bunch of zinnias, little purple kohlrabis, which is the first time I'm growing them. Apparently you should have them out before this type of heat arrives, but my first time, so I was a little late. Cherry tomatoes, we got unknown cherry tomato here, and I believe that these little guys here are either going to be black cherries or atomic grape. I'm not 100% sure. Oh look, there's another little cantaloupe growing out the back side of this planter. Then we have, oh, there's the bird feeder. Over here is a loofah plant, and this has our little monster loofah. It was under 6 inches just the other day, and in 2.5 days it's gotten huge. It's easily doubled in size. This one right here is a couple days behind. And then the new little baby is this crooked little guy up here. But the loofah plant goes down here. There's also yard-long beans. A self-planted volunteer tomatillo plant. Here's one of the beans right here. Some lemon balm, radishes in the bottom of this here. Along with more yard-long beans going up on the trellis with the loofah. I think I highly underestimated how much space I'd need for this loofah plant. We have this entire basketball hoop area, but I think it's going to easily outgrow this. Quick update, it's been 17 days since I shot that last little bit, and this is how much the loofah has grown in 17 days. Those were those 2 little babies I just showed you. I mean, you can see this thing is gigantic. And the last little section you haven't seen, here's my little magnolia tree that I cloned last year on August. And we have, let's see, let me get back far enough you can see the height. This is the Japanese hulless popcorn. And if we come in here, you can start to see that they are starting to get tassels. Some of them are a beautiful, beautiful burgundy color. It's gorgeous. And in here we have cucumbers. I believe there was a little tomato plant. Yep, tomato plant sticking out the top. And then we've got this little eggplant hiding in here. We've got this gigantic zucchini, which is well over waist high. Let's see if I can... There we go. Maybe you can see it better now. That's our zucchini plant. And then we have some sunflowers with some sweet potatoes. And then this is okra in the back. And then the rest of the bin is planted with sweet potatoes, along with a watermelon plant here in the front. And if we come down in here, we can see these little guys. I believe we got 3 of them right now. Yep, there we go. And then we also have this pumpkin vine in here. And I think it's just starting to maybe have some female flowers. No, maybe not. I thought I saw one the other day. And we have my little plant area, which everything's drying up so quickly with the heat that I can't keep the plants alive. So I need to get these guys potted up and off the table. A little cutting I got from my brother's friend of plumeria. Doing well. And then my cooler tower garden, which has some dill and cucumbers and stuff like that. And that's pretty much all for my garden tour right now.